What's going on? It's lineage first, never second. Please join. Listen to the conversation. Freeman Street. Co-host Lorenzo Washington. Host Antonio Thomas. Lineage first. Join the movement. Join the organization. Don't get caught lacking. Please. And sponsored by New Life Learners.
First, welcome back from your trip. You know, you went over there to China.
Yeah, I went to Hong Kong.
Hong Kong. You was only in Hong Kong. You visit outside the city, and you stayed in the city.
Well, I had a layover in Taiwan.
Okay.
And it takes, including the layover, it takes a full day to get there.
Okay.
That's really, that's rough, man, because, like my body still feel a little jet lag, and I've been back for over a week. So, but it was nice, man.
So that's just showing us that when you take trips, you should start doing it when you're young, where you can recuperate, right?
You too recuperate, man.
Yeah, you too.
Well, don't go so far. Yeah. I went to St. Louis or something, I'd probably be all right.
Yeah, I don't think when you're a well-seasoned individual, you should be taking 24-hour flights.
Yeah. Well, I had to try. That's how you learn, man. I know better now.
Okay. Or the rides we took, the roller coaster ride we took when we went to Orlando.
Oh, okay. You let the cat out the bag now.
Oh, no. I'm just saying. I'm not giving no details. I'm just saying you learn from the experience. That's all.
All right. I ain't gonna say nothing about the guy on the stilts, and you're not gonna say anything about the roller coaster, right?
Yeah, we're gonna keep that to ourselves. That's an inside joke. Inquiring minds don't need to know.
Yeah.
But first, I sent you that clip. I'm gonna play the clip. That way people can see what we're talking about. But what you think about the clip first? Well,
all right.
You know what? Let me play it and then we'll discuss it. Okay.
Bet.
Let me mirror my joint.
Yeah. While you do that, let me close the door so. Better. Yeah.
That's a little comic strip I made back in the day.
If the Emancipation Proclamation was passed in 1863, why weren't you free until 1865?
Well, it took 2 years for the Civil War to end.
Oh, so you were free when the war ended?
Nah, not for 2 more months because Texas landowners wanted another harvest.
That's not cool.
None of it was cool. But an army ship arrived on June 19th, 1865 and announced we were free. That's why we celebrate Juneteenth.
I am a slave in the home of the brave, a product of the triangular trade. Please pardon my ways if I'm nervous or the slightest bit skittish. In the presence of the Portuguese, Spanish, Dutch, or British, they kept me in colonial chains. Tell me how to persuade them to chill or to save me if still I'm a slave.
All right. Now, what do you mean by that last little piece after the all skin folk ain't kinfolk?
What I mean by all skin folk ain't kinfolk is like a lot of people act as if we didn't have Black Europeans that was on the same thing. Their whole thing was about making money. It was a whole culture and so when we start understanding, we can't just go off with flat blackness. You got to really consider culture and ethnic group or ethnicity. If you don't do that, you run the problem of other people coming in capitalizing on you and off your pains and ills, and that's what happens to us a lot. And that's one reason why I played that clip. Like, so what's your take on ethnicity? You think we all just black? When people all see, it's like a mind state. I think when you just go around and say, well, black people, black community, and other people's minds, they think everybody is black. Whatever situation it is, it conforms or it's added to our plight as if we the same people. You know, and I think that's how people look at it, and this is why they say our plights and the things we ask them for is diverse. It's for everybody who looks like us, even though they didn't experience or had a cost of the history like us.
Yeah, it's. I think it's confusing, and I think that's by design, because I've run into people who actually think we were already here, and that we weren't really imported. You know, because I don't know. You know, people have different notions of did we originate there or were we already here? It may be that both things may be true.
I would say not that both things may be true. I think both things are true. I think we are unique people that therefore, you know, a lot of people think, because they think of history as linear. It's linear by one point, like one area go this way, the other area go that way and come back. But we have an intertwining history. And I'm gonna coin this word. I'm gonna call it a crochetable. That's what I'm gonna call it. A crochet.
Okay, you have to break that down. Man.
You know what people, like our women crochet their hair, take other hair, weave it in the hair that's already braided. First you braid your hair, right? You got braids, but you want to add more hair to it, so they crochet other hair into it. This is how history is. We already have our one history that goes into America, but we have another history crocheted into that. So that's what makes us a unique people with a unique people group. Because think of it like this. Now, you got a mother and father. Say those two types of lineages coming together. One imported, came through the annals of slavery. The other probably was already here, through the Black Indians, Creeks, Seminoles, and all that. As you know, during that time through the 15th to 1800s, you know, the dark natives was warring back and forth with all the colonies, and the slaves that the colonists had was running to the Indian territory, and they was getting with those dark-skinned Indians, so they was mixing there. You know what I'm saying? And the individual that said, "Man, I want to go get the rest of my family." So you don't think those natives was running back to the colonies, freeing more enslaved people? That's what was happening over generations of time. So we started making communities mixed with people that came from slavery and people who was outcasted from the other 5 civilized tribes that was darker Native American people. So when it comes to us, we are a mix of various people and ethnic groups that has been together for so long that on this other end we came out as a different ethnic tribe. You know what I'm saying? Because now we've been in close proximity and been meshed together in so long that both of them histories are true for our people. And a lot of people would want to separate that history. No, you either enslaved African or you either native of this land. But when you go,
both things can be true.
Yeah, so both things are true. You know, because when you go look and say where are them Black Indians at now? Where they at? What? Because they don't have no specific lands or territories, because they didn't have no treaties with America. Only people who had treaties with America was those 5 civilized tribes, and they absorbed other groups because and the reason why they did that, so they can still have power over them groups. They still can control the money, they still can control the area, they still have those borders and treaties in place. So it's all about control when you get other, like if we decide to say, hey, that's why you got people now fighting for their citizenship to the tribes, and the tribes trying to rebuke them to no, because of our structure and because of our laws, we can't bring new people in. which that's not the treaty that you had with America. Your treaty was, if we since you lost the war, in order for us to pay you and give you what you need to be a part of the society, you're supposed to take those slaves that you had, incorporate them into your society, and pay them what they owe. Now, that's what America say for them. But why is America saying the same thing for us, which when they're supposed to help and support us when we came out and paid us what we owed? So that's a bunch of hypocrisy that's going around with that. So, and that really explains a lot when you start listening to that clip. I'm Just a Bill, that remake, when they had to
translate. That was that music, wasn't it?
Yeah. I'm just a bill. Remember that back in the day? Some good stuff back in the day. Today, they do a lot of booty shaking and a lot of nonsense on their little video.
There's a place for everything.
Is it really? Well, I think the place for some stuff is the trash. A trash can is a place, and a lot of stuff should be in the trash.
All right. So tell me, you seem to want to emphasize this free man designation. Mm-hmm. And what's the significance of that?
The significance is that it's already in law. And it's already got bills, and this is why you got the 13th, 14th, 15th Amendment off of becoming freedmen, nothing else. You know what I'm saying? So people say, okay, well, and they always want to skip that and say we are formerly enslaved. That's not what it's about. People that was fought for the independence of this country, and it wasn't just enslaved black people. It was free black people, and it was black people who was from different areas and tribes that wanted to get rid of the slave system. And they tried to make it seem like it was just white and enslaved black people, as if no other type of black person was here. And this is why the Constitution tells you specifically, it says the formerly enslaved, the refugees, and displaced individuals. That's who became freedmen. We was all those individuals. Some of us ran away, we was displaced, and we was refugees. Some of us was still enslaved. Some of us was free. You see what I'm saying?
So does that mean everybody except white people? Does that include everybody else?
It doesn't include everybody else. It only includes those individuals that was in that type of structure or system.
So we're talking about Native Americans. Native
Americans had their own. You got Native and you got indigenous. And the reason why you got to break that up, because then you got the 5 civilized tribes who had treaties with America. Some tribes didn't. So that's what made them indigenous. Indigenous. Okay. Native American, because they're indigenous to the land, but they also had their structure on which was recognized by America. It's two different things. That's why some people could say, man, well, I'm a native tribe, but you're not recognized by the 5 civilized tribes, or you're not recognized by America. So what standing do you have? But written in the
that's just a political move, though, right? I mean, because you don't recognize me, it sort of brings us to this thing with Israel and Palestine. Because you don't recognize my rights, it don't make what you say legit. Just because you write it into law, don't mean it's right. Don't mean it's necessarily true.
But it don't when you make this type of system and structure. See, what their system and structure is supported by international rights. That's why they got international law. So if you're not recognized internationally, so what the state, recognize you on a local level. You know what I'm saying? So they say these people, they just tripping. They just American people just discuss with the government, but they are American citizens. See, they claiming us and claiming other individuals, but you're not doing right by them because you say their classification is American. Now, that's true, but we also have another classification. If you go by what they say, then you can start claiming what they have in law. And therefore they will have to recognize it, and the international countries will have to recognize it. That's when you get your support.
I think to bring it back to this thing about Israel and Palestine, the thing about America is, although this country was stolen from the people who were here, somehow they've got this cloak of legitimacy. Like it really is. America really is. What's the word I'm looking for? That we're legit. That this is our country, or this is white European settlers' country. And if you eliminate that premise, because this really isn't their land, they stole it.
It's not their land. And
Okay,
they don't claim the land. What they claim the country on which is America, the United States is our country. Now, they claim the country as the system they put in place to keep the country name brand, ran, and the finances in which it's used. That's ours. That's what they saying. You know what I'm saying? And without our services and what we have, you wouldn't have nothing here right now. As if we didn't play into what America is now. Not only play a integral part, we also was a main piece, because America wouldn't have the wealth and the ingenuity or some of that have if it weren't for us.
Yeah, centuries of free labor will get you a long way.
A long way. I go out there, I buy me some land, I want to build a house, I make everybody build it, do everything, put everything in it, and I steal the materials to build my land. So bam. And so now I got a nice house, a nice land, I didn't have to do nothing for it, and I saved all that money.
Yeah, they have legitimized the theft of this country. And to the degree that we buy into it, like you say, the ideas and the sort of the financial system and the social system, and to the degree that we buy into it, it's the same degree that we sort of going along with this make-believe that there was nobody here, and that manifest destiny played out the way God intended, and all that. And it's a lot of bullshit.
Yeah. And my whole mindset is what we're gonna do about it. Like certain things you really can't. It's like if you want to go, you say, it's like these young guys always talking about ops. How do you know your ops? And I ask them, how do you know your ops? Now your ops be individuals that is supposed to be that go against you, that y'all have opposite interests, and y'all fighting over something that one think they should have and the other think they should have, that you're trying to take something that I already control or have. So when you going by that premise, when you separate yourself from something that you say that's integral for you to survive, and it's not doing right by you, you know what I'm saying? So you gotta isolate yourself so they can see that, you're not being done right. So when they look at you and say you're not being done right, then you can correct it. The problem that we having now is the way they try to confuse people to make it seem like, okay, you've been done right. You're not, you are being done right, because we put all these laws and all these things in place for Black people, for people of color. Now, who is that? That's everybody. That's people who just got here. That's Chinese people. Those are white people. When you say minority, you want white women too. So how's that for me? But when it comes to helping anybody else, when they say the immigrants, they instantly cut out and don't say all Spanish people. They say Mexicans, Hondurans. You know what I'm saying? They start using specific when they want to give them resources and money and people. You see what I'm saying? So but when it comes to us, they say, I'm gonna put you in the Black community. See, the Black community is anything, because a lot of people are classified as Black. We're gonna put you in the African American community. The African American could be anything, because how many countries are in Africa? 54.
50 something, yeah.
So I'm 54 different nationalities in America. So that's basically what you're saying when you use that. So that means you could dilute these individuals because, you know, it's a group of individuals put together in one area. So that's what they telling the world. But we're not. We're not a group of individuals. Yeah, so we're not a group of individuals. We are freedmen by the Constitution in which they wrote. And the Constitution says that these are a group of people that was enslaved, that had abandoned lands, and that was took out of society, and they fought for the North to become free and become citizens and a part of the structure to become American. That's it. You know what I'm saying? And their name is what? Freedmen. So when you use the 13th, 14th, 15th Amendment, you got to look at the 1866 Civil Rights Bill, and you look at it, and it says who those people are. And that's us. And so when you use that and they start using that name, just like when I write down stuff on my when I do applications, I scratch out African American, and on other I put American Freedmen. Because it has to be recognized. You can't take it out. You can't move it. What they're doing is denying. Dr. Clyde Anderson says it best: denying neglect. They just act like a freedmen don't exist, and now they're trying to act like freedmen are only people that's supposed to be incorporated into the tribes.
Yeah, well, one problem I see is that most of us aren't as versed in its history as you. So, I mean, I may have heard the term freedman before we met, but I never really investigated it.
Yeah.
It was just something in passing.
But where did it come from? Where did this amnesia come from? You know, that's what we got to look at. You know what I'm saying? And that's why history is so important. This amnesia really came from giving people, like, think about it like this. Let's use common sense. A person beat you, stole from you, and did this all your life. And when you got away from that person and say you like, man, I wanna go to school, I wanna save me some money, so I'm gonna go to that same person who beat me, stole from me, denigrated me, and I'm gonna tell you, hold my money and teach me what I need to know about the world.
Yeah,
this is exactly what we do. It should never be allowed, and that's what's in the 1866 Civil Rights Bill, saying that we shouldn't be dealing with states. Period. We should be only dealing with America on the federal level and as independent group. You know what I'm saying? We're supposed to be having we're supposed to be having conversations. You know, they're supposed to come to us and say we want to do this, and we say no, that's not good for our people. You know, but right now they telling us this is where we're gonna put you. This is how much money we're gonna give you. Oh, we're gonna give you jobs. You're not finna have no business. Oh, you can have these communities, but we're gonna tell you who can have stores in the community. You see what I'm saying? We're gonna give you schools. You know what I'm saying? When you had schools at first, we're gonna tell you who you are after we took who you are from most of y'all, change y'all history, and then try to take the land from the rest of y'all, put y'all together, but yet I'm gonna be the end all be all of who you are as a person, and I'm gonna tell you who you are. You African American, that's who you are. We can't keep it like that, and we can't keep having people say they speak for us, you know, because NWACP, the Urban League, we never gave these people the rights or the support to say that they speak for us as a people as a whole. If you don't got no documentation, you can't speak for this nation. That's what I'm gonna say. That's why I want people to get together. If you want to be recognized as a freedmen group, you know, go through and have it notated in the Library of Congress that you are this unique people group, and that, you know, I want to be, I want all the privileges, laws, and all the structures that was put in place for my people in 1865. I want that to be a part of my heritage, because it is, because that's what my ancestors fought for, and it's egregious and illegal to take that from our people.
Okay, I'm feeling two ways about that. One of the ways is, like I was saying before, I don't really want to buy into the legitimacy of this country by adopting the attitude that the benefits that supposedly belong to freedmen, these people have no legitimacy to me. Like you say, the same people that beat you and stole you and ripped away your heritage and changed, there's nothing those people can say to me that I don't take with a big grain of salt, because you can't trust them. So they've, like you say, based on these amendments, these things are supposed to already be in effect. And the reason they aren't in effect is they just say what they need to say to do what they need to do. And then, unless people around like you to remind them that you guys are breaking your own rules, then it's like it never really happened.
And I think that's the point. There's no one to remind them that they're breaking their own rules, because what they're doing, they taking history, and instead of using history, they changed to something else, to present day history. That's how we got the 1965 Civil Rights Act. Why would you have an act reintroduced that's weaker than the act that you had specifically for your people in 1866? Now you got an act saying we're gonna do all that we said we was gonna do, but we're gonna do it for all poor, marginalized, and minority people that's not being serviced in America. So that means now we finna do Civil Rights Act, but we're gonna do it for gays, cripples, midgets, white people, black, Mexican, Chinese, all y'all minorities now. Now we doing it.
Right. Well,
you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? You can't take from one specific group. White women wasn't fighting in the Civil War. In fact, they was some of the worst people when it came to they cutting outside my crib. They were some of the worst people when it came to slavery.
Yeah, I know they enacted some rule about casual killing.
Some real atrocities. You know what I'm saying? So it should be very disrespectful if you understand and know your history, to say that these people have the same right and went through the same egregious treatment as if I did, or my women did, my people did. The mindset, you have to be a person that's really stuck on doing inappropriate behavior. Because you would never, excuse me, ladies, for me saying this, I'm not sexist or anything, but you have to be some type of person that's really stuck mentally to say that this person who beat me, raped me, and all that other stuff, but he really didn't mean it, or she really didn't mean it, and so I'm gonna stay with them because they're gonna treat me better eventually.
Yeah, I'm not gonna wait for that day.
So we shouldn't wait for that day. And I don't say trust them. I don't say trust America or the system. I'm saying if it ain't written, it ain't real. Right now we have black and white information put in laws, put in the Constitution that they have to federally uphold. They can't say no to this. And if they do say no to this, and their own Constitution says that we have the right to act a fool.
Yeah.
That's what the Constitution says. So, and this is why they try to control a movement when it comes to us, because really we one of the biggest ethnic groups when it comes to America.
Yeah, but as you can see, just because put the laws on the book don't mean you have to necessarily enforce them.
No, you don't have to enforce it, but you can do things within the law. You know what I'm saying? Because people can't say that you are doing stuff illegally. See, if you're an ethnic group and you own and you are in your community, and you know that this is not a black community, that it's a freeman community. Now you get to institute certain things on the rules that they already got in place. and they can't wipe it out. They can't push it over, and they can't say you're doing wrong. But as long as you say I'm African American, you got to go by the rules that state that they are setting for you in law, and which is a trap for minority people. If you're going by that, because we're gonna treat you like you don't matter. That's what minority means. Small, don't matter. You know what I'm saying? It's minute. So your issues are pushed to the side.
I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna have to cut off.
Oh, no problem.
But just like the Jews are doing the Palestinians now, Palestinians act up, and the Jews try to wipe them off the map. It's not that these people don't have legitimate right to be acting up.
Mm-hmm.
The Jews are taking away the land, the water. You know, if they could control the air they breathe, they would. And then they expect the Palestinians just to lay down and take it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And
any resistance that we pose, we just give them to excuse to just try and annihilate us.
No, they could try. You know what I'm saying? But we never did a pushback on these people, and we not just like on one side or half like Palestinian struck. And the difference between their situation and our situation, we was together when we created this country. You know what I'm saying? And we still was enslaved. We was together when civil rights happened, and we fought for the freedom of this country, and we still didn't get what we had. So we was already putting into law and was structured with us in mind to have us move progressively to a different level and become more ingrained to the society. But that didn't happen. That's different from them. That was a whole country, whole individual that was moved over there with the support of different countries that put them in other people's land and pushed them other people aside. That's not our story. You know, our story is a little bit different, and we'll go in depth in that. You know what I'm saying? But you enjoy yourself, have you a good lunch. I'm glad you got back from China safe in one piece, and we'll have another discussion a little bit further on this, and probably a little bit other current events. So peace out, and I'll do the same.
Bet.
All right, Mr. Washington, peace.
Peace out, Mr. Thomas.